Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jeff with StriveScan on behalf of Loyola Academy. Certainly want to welcome you to this evening's virtual college fair. Tonight, we're going to hear from 5 different institutions in the state of California. And before we get started, just a reminder to all those in attendance, your cameras are off, your microphones are muted. You can ask questions of any of the institutions at any point through the Q&A box below. With that being said, I'll turn it over to Juliet from Chapman and we'll get started.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Jeff. Let me go ahead and share my screen really quickly and then we can get started. So as Jeff mentioned, my name is Juliet. I'm here to talk to you all about Chapman University. I have a lot of content to go through really quickly, so I encourage you to write questions down in the Q&A along the way, and then I'll also have my email address up at the very end, so you can reach out to me there. But let's get into it. Here you can see a picture of our campus. We are located in Orange, California. You can see here that we have a very modern campus. Fun fact, we have on average produced 1 new facility every single year. So we really are growing, and it has a young and vibrant atmosphere throughout our campus. Here you can see our piazza, which is like the heart of our university. There's always events, involvement fairs going on, and it really just kind of emphasizes the essence of community that makes Chapman so unique that I'll talk about in just a little bit. All of the schools presenting today are from California or Southern California area. So I'm sure you're hearing about our location a lot, which is what makes going to college in this area so unique. But it really is an advantageous place to have the collegiate chapter of your life for a multitude of reasons, whether it's keeping yourself busy outside of class, going to beaches, taking advantage of all the entertainment options. There really is a lot to gain from. Chapman University specifically is located in Orange County, which is right in the middle of LA and San Diego. It spans 46 miles line and is the 6th largest county in the entire United States. A lot of pre-professional opportunity comes in the Southern California area as well, and I'll expand on that in just a little bit. I do want to talk kind of about the layout or our size of Chapman University. We are the 3rd largest private institution in California. Our total student body population sits just around 10,000 students, and it really puts us at like the Goldilocks size of institutions. We're large enough where you're truly getting that college experience, but small enough where we're preserving that private school education, and you can trust that you're going to be able to personalize your education and have that individualized experience throughout your entire 4 years. As you can see, our average class size is 24 students. Our student to faculty ratio is 13:1. So you can see that as we grow, we really do preserve what makes Chapman University so unique in that sense. We also have a lot of geographic diversity on our campus. In fact, it's part of our mission statement to lead our students to living global and inquiring lives. You can do or get this experience in a variety of ways, study abroad, and every single class is taught through a global perspective. But just by entering our community alone, you are thrusted into an area that's full of students coming from all different parts of the country and even internationally, different walks of life, cultural backgrounds, spiritual backgrounds, and so forth. Chapman University kind of falls under 2 different umbrellas, if you will, liberal arts and pre-professional. For starters, we are part of the Phi Beta Kappa Society, which automatically places us within the top 10% of liberal arts institution. What this means is we promote a well-rounded education through academic exploration. You can see we have a vast majority of academic programs spanning across a large spectrum, 52 majors, 72 minors. Our academic calendar sits at a semester system, wild card in the middle called interterm, where you can take an accelerated class and free up flexibility in your total 4-year schedule to double major, double minor, maybe study abroad or graduate early. So we really do have a lot of flexibility in that area. We are also a pre-professional institution, and what this means is we really value and promote pre-professional experiences to supplement your overall educational experience. As you can see, 96% of our students experience some type of pre-professional experience before they graduate. And this, for one, has to do with our location, just the vast opportunity. In Orange County, there are over 85,000 different companies and organizations alone, but we also have a wealth of resources to really help our students capitalize on them. We're also an R2 classified institution, which places us in the top 10% of research institutions across the entire country. Just last year alone, we allocated $10 million towards research throughout our institution. And you can get started within research at Chapman within your first year. And so that's a really big appeal for some students. I have about a minute left, so I'm going to go really quickly, but community is a really big factor of the Chapman experience. It's one of the deciding factors for a lot of students, whether you're getting involved in sports, some of our clubs and organizations, Greek life, or taking advantage of the dorms within your first year. Here you can see some deadlines for our application process for our first year students. Take a quick pic of it, but if you want to learn more, I invite you to attend one of our virtual information sessions led by an admission counselor like myself, and we really take a deep dive into all things application admission so you can make sure you're conquering that process. And then the last thing I want to talk about is financial aid. As a private institution, cost of attendance can be on the higher side, but truly don't let that deter you because we offer a variety of need-based aid awards and merit scholarships and other types of scholarships to help make that high cost of tuition attainable. In fact, over 86% of our student population gains some type of financial aid. So a majority of our students are really not paying that full cost of tuition. All right, I will let that wrap up my portion of the presentation. I know we really did go quickly. So here's my contact information. If there's anything you have questions about or you want me to elaborate on, I'm happy to do so via email. But with that, I will conclude my presentation, stop my screen share, and thank you for your time.
Thanks, Juliet. Next, we'll turn it over to Andrea with the University of California, Irvine.
Okay, thanks, Jeff. I'm glad to be with you all tonight. Sorry about the noise in the background. My name is Andrea. I'm with the University of California, Irvine. I am a regional admissions counselor, so I'm actually based in the eastern half of the U.S. And I travel all over out here recruiting students to go to California for college. So UCI is a top 10 public institution, and we are really just a fabulous place for me to represent. I'm so proud to be part of the UCI tradition. Our students on the screen there, they're showing you their Zot. That's where they go like this. It looks like a little anteater, or the anteaters. It's a really fun mascot, a lot of school spirit around our mascot. We're part of the UC system. So what does that mean? It means we're a research school. It means that we're right up there with all of our sister campuses, UCLA, UC Berkeley. All the UCs offer a great academic, large public university system, and we are a proud part of that. We also share some things with the other UC campuses, like our application. I'll touch on that at the end. We share our study abroad. We share inter-campus exchanges over the summers. So great opportunities to collaborate with all the UC campuses, no matter which of our campuses you choose to attend. However, some things do differ between us. And one of the things that really makes Irvine stand out is our location. As Juliet mentioned, we're all Southern California campuses. Irvine is about 10 minutes from Newport Beach. We're actually just across town from Chapman, so not too far from Orange. We're in the city of Irvine, which is a large city, halfway between LA and San Diego. 75 and sunny pretty much year round, which you just can't beat. Our campus is really unique in the layout as well. It is built in a perfect 1 mile circle. The reason we are built in a circle is to kind of show from a physical layout that everything's connected. So it's our philosophy at UCI, and it has been since we were founded only 55 years ago, that everything in our world is connected. So that means that the sciences and the social sciences and the humanities and all of these, and engineering and computer science, all these things are actually connected, and they're not these siloed things to study. So we built a campus to make it easy for our faculty to get across campus, because every single one of our faculty at UCI, we expect them to be interdisciplinary in their approach, whether that's them teaching in both our criminology program and our nursing school, or whether that's giving you a grant to bring together our School of Art and our School of Medicine, or whether that's just some really cool research that's going on our campus, bringing together different disciplines. I think in the world today, especially in the midst of our pandemic situation, we're seeing that the world really is interconnected, and you can't separate out public health, and climate issues, and social justice issues. It's all so interconnected. Irvine's been approaching education from this perspective for a very long time. The campus isn't too hard to get around because it's laid out in this circular pattern. To get from one side of Ring Road, which is that large circle, to the other, it's about a 20-minute walk through the middle of campus, which takes you through a beautiful park. You can see that park in the picture behind me as well. Over 11,000 trees. It's just all very green and beautiful. During COVID, we've actually been able to expand all of our study spaces outside year-round, which has been really fortunate as well. Freshmen live on campus right at the heart of this circle. So half of our freshman students live on the left-hand side of your screen in Middle Earth housing. You see some dark brown buildings with 2 towers. This is named after Lord of the Rings characters, which is just a fun little nod to that fandom. And then at the bottom of your screen, you'll see 2 little blue circle arrows. That's where our other freshman hall is for Mesa Court. And then everything else is around that circle. Here are all the majors that we offer at UC Irvine. Again, it's very interdisciplinary for our faculty, but also for our students. I find that many of our students double major or major and minor in 2 different disciplines. The things we're probably best known for is pre-med, pre-health. We have a school of nursing, school of pharmacy, a school of medicine, 10 different bio majors, but we're also really well regarded in engineering and computer science. And we have one of only 3 undergraduate business schools in the UC system. We also have a top 10 dance major and a top 5 criminology major. So some great academic programs at UCI. While you're at UCI, we not only want you to be learning how to critically think in your classes, that's the whole point of a research education, is to teach you how to critically think in your field, but we also want you to build your resume and apply that. So in the city of Irvine, we have over 1/3 of all Fortune 500 companies right in our backyard. Many of our academic programs incorporate some sort of field work or practicum or internship right into the program because they want you to be building that resume while you're in school so that you can hit the ground running when you go out into the workforce. In addition to that, especially if you're looking at graduate school, over 70% of our students do undergraduate research before they graduate. So this is, again, another great way to build your resume and to get those hands-on experiences in something related to your field. Then I already mentioned we're the Anteaters. You can see Peter, the anteater, right in the center there. This is a picture from when we set one of our Guinness World Records. We try to set a Guinness World Record every year, which is just really fun. And you see a little bit about our student life here as well. So we offer over 600 different clubs. We have a great esports program. We have all sorts of concerts and everything like that, much of which happens right in that park in the middle of campus. So it's a really great student vibe, collaborative, friendly, and just a really nice place to be. So the University of one application for any of the UC campuses that you choose, and then you'll pay a certain fee per campus. So that fee is going to be $70 per campus if you're a domestic student, $80 per campus if you're an international student. Fee waivers are built right into the application, but just so you know, the deadline is November 30th. That's a little early than most schools. Finally, we will not be using test scores for the ACT or SAT this year for fall 2022. We don't imagine we'll be using them going forward either. More info to come. And then here's some contact info. I'll also drop it in the chat. Thanks so much and have a great night.
Thanks, Andrea. Appreciate that very much. Again, to those in attendance, feel free to ask questions along the way in the Q&A box. Next up, I'll turn it over to Sebastian with University of Redlands.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jeff. Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Sebastian Brown. I am the admissions counselor here at the University of Redlands that works with all students from the great state of Illinois. And I'm excited to share a little bit more about the University of Redlands. And I'm also an alum, so certainly can share the student perspective because I lived it myself for quite some time. So as everyone's mentioned, Redlands also located in Southern California. We are a little bit closer to the mountains, however, so our students have the unique opportunity of being 60 to 90 minutes from the beach, the mountains, the desert, and Disneyland, all kind of equidistant to campus. We're also really excited that we're going to have a Metrolink station on the south side of our campus. And so that will allow for our students to utilize public transportation, getting into Orange County, LA, San Diego, even as far as Santa Barbara. So here at Redlands, we really emphasize educating the heart and mind of our students. So I'll start by talking about the heart. Now, what we mean by that is really three different things and how you're going to be spending your time. What are you doing? Who are you doing it with? And where are you going to be doing all of your different campus activities? So we offer over 100 clubs and organizations. I would say that's the one thing that surprised me being at Redlands for about 9 years now is I've yet to meet a student that's not involved in at least a couple things on campus to help supplement their academic experience, whether that's Greek life, outdoor programs, clubs and organizations, things like sports or intramurals, everything in between. But it also includes who our students are. We're represented, about a third of our students come from out of state, and we are hosted by 45 different states and 45 different countries. We're also very proud that about a third of our students on campus are first generation or the first in their families to attend college, and all of the support that comes with that. Now, I also mentioned where you're going to be experiencing your education. So here at the University of Redlands, we do guarantee your housing on campus all 4 years, which creates a really strong sense of both community and leadership because our students stick around. They don't simply rush out of classes so that they can get home and beat the traffic. Rather, they're on campus, so they go to their rooms, they set their stuff down, and then they're right back and involved in their day-to-day lives. It also means ease of access for things like tutoring and support from your faculty. Another option is not just traveling far here to California, but also around the world. And we have an internationally recognized study abroad program here at the University of Redlands that allows students to really pick and choose countries, cities, or opportunities that are going to benefit them the most. You may elect to go to our Salzburg, Austria campus, which you can see here, or really anywhere else around the world to take advantage of a study abroad program. The University of Redlands also has what we call a 4-4-1 schedule, so similar to Chapman, except ours is at the end of the year. So if you don't elect to take our May term, you get a 4-month summer break, May, June, July, and August. That is all yours, especially for juniors and seniors, and the ability to leverage 4 months of your time for summer jobs or internships is really hard to pass up on. Or you may elect to take that 4-week course. You could do a study abroad program, and then you're on summer break. There's no incentive to come back to campus right away. So many of our students end up doing their own independent study abroads for summers as well. So now talking about the mind and the things that our students get involved with academically here on campus. We are about 2,500 undergraduate students. Our student to faculty ratio is 13:1, and our average class size is about 18 students here on campus. We really try to emphasize the relationships and connections that you have with not only your faculty, your professors, but also your peers. Here is a list of all the academic programs that we offer here at the University of Redlands. You will notice a couple. For example, here, business 4+1, education 4+1, engineering 3-2. We really try to emphasize pathway programs that maximize our students' value and time. So for example, that business 4+1, you study a undergraduate bachelor's degree in business here at Redlands. You can then opt to complete your MBA in just 1 year, which will save you on average over $30,000 as opposed to doing a 2-year MBA program post-graduation. You'll also notice two kind of more unique ones here at Redlands. The first is the Johnston Center for Integrative Studies, in which students are able to create their own major essentially. A great example is a student who knew that he wanted to work for NASA, but also had a passion for politics. So he combined political science and pre-law, as well as astronomy and physics. And his degree literally is in astropolitics. That is what he decided to name his program, and that is what's printed on his diploma. He is now loving life as a lobbyist for NASA in Washington, D.C. today. The other unique one is spatial studies, in which our students leverage geospatial mapping and data analytics, really driving 21st century technology to make 22nd century decisions. As far as deadlines and everything goes, at the University of Redlands, we have 2 deadlines, November 15th or January 15th. Again, application fee waivers are available, and we are test optional from here on out. So we will not require test scores from future applicants. Another important thing, of course, with private and out-of-state institutions is financial aid. Over 90% of students at Redlands receive some form of financial assistance, and our average financial aid package is over $46,000 per year. We also have additional talent scholarships for our students, and that's something I encourage you to schedule an appointment with me, learn a little bit more. Last thing, especially when it comes to financial aid, is graduating on time. You want to be in and out in your 4 years and not have to pay for anything else. So here at the University of Redlands, we guarantee that you will graduate in 4 years. So there's some of our general information, and I'll also put my specific contact info into the chat. Thank you.
Thanks, Sebastian. Appreciate that. Again, students, feel free to ask questions along the way in the Q&A section. Next up, we have Pitzer College.
Hi, everyone. Let me also just share my screen here to get some of the PowerPoint on deck. So we are comfortably the smallest of the colleges represented here today. We are about 1,093 students, completely undergraduate. But the map that you see here encompasses our consortium. We are the only intentional consortium in the United States. We go by the name of the Claremont Colleges. So you have 5 undergraduate schools that are very closely connected. We are separate in that we do our own hires, we have our own admission process, but once you're there, you have access to 7 dining halls across all 5 undergraduate schools, about 2,500 courses to choose from. So though we're small, you have a lot of different opportunities because of this 1 square mile consortium. Fun fact, you can also major off campus. So there are some things that we don't offer, like theater. But you can do that by majoring at Pomona College. And so there's a lot of give and take between these schools. I'd like to point out the years that we were all founded, because Pomona was the first, and they became the very traditional liberal arts and science school. Every school beyond that took on a personality of the decade in which it was formed. So Scripps became an all-women's college because of women's suffrage in the 1920s. Claremont McKenna, a large emphasis on international studies, economics, because coming out of a war and a Great Depression. Harvey-Mudd is the engineering school because we were in a Cold War with the USSR, and we wanted to be the first to land on the moon. And Pitzer was formed in 1963, which was the same year as the March on Washington. So kind of like right now, when you're thinking about what's going on politically, socially, Pitzer is that school that's going to push ahead and be very progressive, but we can kind of keep our own personality because these other schools really balance us out. So we were set on a list of core values. The first one, interdisciplinary learning, which I think makes sense for any liberal arts institution. We do not have any departments on our campus. So you're not going to see the math building. You're not going to see the psychology building. We like our students to be very integrated. For that reason, about 25% of our students end up double majoring. But like some of the other schools mentioned, you can also create your own major. We're the first school in the country to have an undergraduate major in secular studies. And that was a student who decided that religious studies wasn't covering non-religious people. And so they said, okay, I'm going to study the non-religious component, and then created this brand new major that is now existing in our catalog. Intercultural understanding. Study abroad for us is hugely important. Over half of our students study abroad at least once. You can actually go 3 different times as an undergraduate. We offer 6 of our own programs. So beyond partnering with other institutions, we have 6 locations which our faculty and staff are permanently located. Our longest serving one is in Nepal. We have a program in Costa Rica that looks that's actually on a rainforest, so it looks at environmental analysis. And summer programs in Costa Rica, Vietnam, and Brazil. So if you couldn't go during the academic year, maybe you're an athlete, maybe it just doesn't make sense as far as maybe you're a science major and you have all these tracks you want to keep in, we do offer those summer opportunities for you to do that. Environmental sustainability, we are often ranked as the greenest school in California. You're gonna find very local landscaping, succulents, cacti on our campus. 80% of our students live in a LEED certified, environmentally friendly residence hall, and students have really pushed us on this issue. We are the first school on the West Coast to have divested from fossil fuels when it comes to our college endowment. So there's no money at the college tied to coal or oil or anything like that. So really living part of that value. Student engagement. Students sit on every governing body of the college. So that means if we're looking to give a professor tenure or hire a visiting professor, students will sit on those committees and vote on that. That's one of the reasons that we were able to divest students having a lot of leadership on campus. So this is the kind of place where you can come in and really change who we are based on different values. We're the youngest of the Claremont colleges, so I think we're always trying to be very progressive. You're not going to hear a lot about tradition at Pitzer. It's always like what's new and what's next, and it's really driven by what students want on our campus. Lots of talk about location. We are kind of central. We are an hour from the beach, less than an hour from downtown, 30 minutes to Disneyland. We have access to the mountains and the desert as well. We actually have a ski beach day in the spring semester where you go skiing in the morning and you hit the beaches in the afternoon. Social responsibility actually has a graduation component to it. Students decided that they wanted something beyond just like doing community service and even what that vague term means. So now all students have to take a social justice theory course followed by a praxis course. So you kind of learn about a social injustice, and then that next semester you take action and really trying to change something in the world around you. And that's something that's going to be very, very important to what we do. Just a couple of quick facts. We have been test optional since 2003, and we will continue that. About half of our students do not submit any form of standardized tests, so don't worry about it. We like to say A's and B's get you into the conversation, but how you identify with any one of our core values is what's going to keep you in our committee conversation at that point. We do have a 7-year Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine program if you wanted to apply to that. So it's 3 years at Pitzer and then 4 years at Western University of Health Sciences to get your DO degree. And we also have a 4+1. There are 2 graduate schools. I don't talk about them a lot in Claremont just because they don't teach our courses and they won't be TAs or compete with you for research positions. But you can do an accelerated master's program through Claremont Graduate University. And so you can get your master's in 5 years if you start taking those courses during your senior year at Pitzer. And with that, I think I'll just wrap it up.
Thanks so much, Santiago. Appreciate that. The last institution this evening is the University of San Diego. Take it away, Jackie.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm really excited to be here with you all today. So my name is Jackie Burkett. I'm a senior admission counselor here at the University of San Diego. I'm also a very proud alumna of the class of 2011. I majored in Spanish with a minor in biology, so I can certainly tell you all about that. But we're going to go over a little bit about USD, talk about our history, academics, student life, and kind of why you should consider it. So we are a private Catholic university. We were founded in 1949 by the Diocese of San Diego and the Sisters of the Sacred Heart. We started off as the San Diego College for Men, San Diego College for Women, and in '72 we combined to be what is now USD. So we're still quite a young university, but still rooted in that Catholic intellectual tradition. We want all of our students to come onto our campus, be free intellectual thinkers. We're really going to challenge everything that you know. Now, our only religious requirement is that our students do take 2 semesters of theology as a part of our core curriculum. But of course, being a Catholic university, we offer daily mass, Monday through Friday, weekend masses, university ministry. So there's really lots of ways to continue your faith at USD if you would like to do so. But one of our founders, Mother Rosalie Hill, she had this idea that if she built a beautiful campus, it would attract people. On campus, our students would be exposed to truth, within truth find goodness, and be able to spread that goodness around the world. So beauty, truth, and goodness is really what USD is all about, and it still runs with us today as we are the number 6 most beautiful campus in the nation, thanks to the Princeton Review. But let me tell you a little bit about our campus community and where our students come from. So we do have about 5,900 undergraduates, about 2,600 grad and law students. So we are considered a mid-sized university. 48% of our students come from out of state, about 10% are international, so that does leave the rest Californians. 38% of our students identify as being students of color, and only about 40% of our students identify as Catholic. So we really do have students coming from all across the globe, all different walks of life, and that is something that we celebrate on our campus. We have our Center for Inclusion and Diversity. Our Commons, which houses our Women's Commons, LGBTQ and Allies Commons, Black Student Resource Commons, and our United Front Multicultural Center, which houses 33 different multicultural clubs and organizations. So there's lots of opportunities to grow within your own culture and learn about others while you're here. Of course, the whole purpose of going off to college is to receive an education, and we believe in the liberal arts at USD. So you're not just going to be studying courses within your major, but courses within everything else as well. From those 2 semesters of theology that I mentioned to fine arts, math, science, history, philosophy. We want our students to be very well-rounded. But we do have a wonderful school of business. It definitely has a great reputation, houses some popular majors like finance, business administration, and accounting. We also have a school of engineering that's only about 7 years old, and it's already 13th in the nation for undergraduate engineering programs. We offer mechanical, electrical, and industrial systems, as well as an integrated engineering major, which will cover all of those, as well as bio and software. And of course, being a liberal arts university, we have our College of Arts and Sciences, where you could study biology, psychology, communications, political science, a little bit of everything. But my favorite experience at USD was the small class sizes. Average class size is only 22 students, and you will never have more than 40 students in any of your classes. And that's even at the basic English 121 level. We want all of our students working one-on-one with professors and have those opportunities. So all of our courses are taught by professors. They all have office hours. They're also easily accessible. But we want our students taking what they're learning inside the classroom and enjoying it outside the classroom too. So there's lots of ways to get involved. We have over 180 different clubs and organizations, everything from our accounting society to our skydiving club and whatever you could possibly think of in between. We do have 9 sororities and 9 fraternities on our campus, but we do not have traditional housing on or off campus. We wanted to really continue our founders' beliefs in having a very inclusive community. We even have clubs that are involved with going to the beaches, sports clubs, cleanups, all sorts of things that you could possibly think of, especially being outside in San Diego. We're also home to 17 NCAA Division I sports. We play in the West Coast Conference, except for football. We're 1AA, we play in the Pioneer League. So we definitely have a lot of Torero pride on our campus. But of course, being in San Diego, that has a lot to do with what our students get involved in outside the classroom. We're just about 15 minutes north of downtown, 15 minutes south of La Jolla, 10 minutes away from the beaches. So our students really do enjoy getting off campus and taking full advantage of this awesome city that we live in. Now, things that kind of make USD unique is that we are one of only 45 Changemaker campuses, designated because of what we do outside the classroom. This really all goes back to our Catholic roots of wanting to be of service to others. So our students, faculty, staff, our whole Torero community is committed to social justice, social innovation, entrepreneurship, sustainability, and global citizenship as well. So we're also ranked top 10 in the nation for our study abroad participation. We have over 80 different programs, 30 different countries, 6 different continents. So you name it, we go there. We also have our own USD Center in Madrid, which is our one and only satellite campus outside of our main San Diego campus. So there's lots of opportunities to study abroad, possibly more than once, and still graduate in 4 years. Well, I know this was really just a teaser to get you excited about USD, but please don't hesitate to reach out to me, as I'm your admission counselor and I'm here to help you all through the process. I'll also put my information in the chat. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Jackie. Appreciate that. Well, before we wrap up this evening, I wanted to invite all of the panelists back on camera here, and I had asked them ahead of time to think about one of their favorite, fun, interesting, different, unique facts about their school. So before we wrap up, we'll go through each one of them. And Juliet, I'll let you start with Chapman.
Awesome, thank you. So a fun fact about Chapman University is we were founded in 1861, which actually makes us one of the oldest institutions in California. But what's really unique about that is that we were originally founded in Northern California, and we didn't relocate into Southern California until much later, which is why we have such a modern and young and vibrant campus.
Very fun. So California Irvine, what do you got for us?
So I already mentioned that we have 4 Guinness World Records. One of those is the world's largest dodgeball game. So we try to set a new Guinness World Record during our welcome week every year. We didn't do that this year with COVID, but it's just a really fun tradition. And being a younger campus, we have a lot of really fun traditions that we incorporate. And being the Anteaters, we're the only Anteaters in the country. So it's just a fun, quirky place to be.
Love it. Love it. Would have enjoyed being a part of that dodgeball game, I bet. So, Sebastian, what do you got for us at the University of Redlands?
Yeah, here at Redlands, we have a fun tradition known as the Och Tamale. So that's OCH and then TAMALE. It is our school fight song. It was made kind of in response to another school rivals fight song back in the early 1920s. But all of our students learn it during orientation. It's really nonsensical, but a lot of fun. We chanted at all of our football games, so that can be kind of intimidating when you have 1,000 people who all kind of know this one weird chant. But it's also a really fun tradition for our alumni. For example, last year I was in Minnesota Airport. Someone noticed my Redlands lanyard and just shouted Och Tamale from across the terminal. And I kind of just froze. It was like, someone knows who I am and where I'm from. And we ended up just getting coffee for about an hour in the terminal. So it was very much kind of that small world moment for Redlands alums.
Very fun. And Santiago, what about Pitzer, excuse me.
So we also have a unique mascot. We are the Sage Hens. This is Cecil here with me. We actually share an athletic team with Pomona College. So we're both the Sage Hens, which makes us extra unique. And we do have chickens on campus in our organic farm. So if you want to take care of chickens, we're a good campus for you.
All right. Sounds good. And then Jackie, wrap us up. What are some thoughts for you there?
Yeah, so I really always enjoy sharing this fun fact with people from Chicago. Chris Bryant, for all the Cubs fans out there, went to USD. So that's always the fun fact that I like to share when presenting to the Chicagoland area.
And we are very fond of Chris Bryant. So thank you very much for that. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Certainly to all the panelists, thank you for your time tonight. It's been invaluable. On behalf of Loyola Academy and StriveScan, my name is Jeff. I wish you all a great evening. Stay safe, and we'll see you again hopefully down the road. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.